And the internal budget of the city comprises of internal revenues, only total 3 million compensation of employees, accounted for 48.8%, goods and services, 11.4%, non-financial assets under the public sector investment project, the PSRP, 21.07%. On the external side and the internal revenue, 18.7% for the period. Expenditure rose about 3% over combined revenue, thus leaving us with a deficit of 250,000 arising from goods and services taken on account, which were carried forward to the fiscal year 2022. Our cumulative debt is put at 1.1 million and total receivable in the amount of 512,000. While the fiscal upload of the city may not appear attractive, owing to the mitigating effect of COVID-19 and the lack of adequate logistics and equipment and the need to build a staff capacity to improve service delivery, we wish to extend appreciation to the solid waste management and the environmental health and safety department for their improved performances, generating lawful revenue above target for 2021. Moving forward, the automation as part of our ongoing municipal reform, we introduced a smart system of accounting software for those responsible for the financial management in the city government to be trained for more efficient and planning, making informed financial and economics analysis. The timely and accurate reporting, we open to acquiring more user-friendly software and appropriate training in order to enhance management of local resources at the city government. The Honorable City Council, citizens and residents of Monrovia, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, like previous years since I assumed my office of Monrovia, getting needed resources for effective solid waste management within the city still a huge confrontation. As we speak, no donor or external partner is funding the recurring cost of solid waste collection and disposal. Our meager internal revenues is very inadequate to fund this cost-intensive venture. The wrong mindset of a very large segment of our people has worsened the situation that they believe solid waste management within the city is a government business and not their aimed intensive awareness and sensitization to disabuse their minds. Before 2018, the year that I took over as mayor, the World Bank has spent over 29.4 million in total from additional financing, the AF1, AF2, and AF3, through the Liberian Reconstruction Trust Fund, the LTRF, for 6 years of emergency Monrovia urban sanitation, called the EMOS project, with the annual contribution of US 4.9 million. That was before I came here, so let's follow ourselves. $4.9 million to the solid waste management sector of the city. Additionally, the Bill Gates and Melinda Gates Foundation funded the primary waste door-to-door collection in the amount of $1 million for more than 5 years through the Impact Project, with City Alliance as implementing partner plus subsidy from government of Liberia. Before I arrived, that is what this city was benefiting before my arrival. So every year, there was a donor funding from Bill Gates and Melinda Gates, $1 million every year for door-to-door waste. The story is different from now. Follow me, let's go through. Today, the solid waste collection disposal is squarely a burden for the city government of Monrovia. In the absence of a sustainable plan and capital investment within the sector, the city has always relied largely on the government of Liberia for subsidy and the GAL World Bank counterpart funding to a solid waste collection and disposal. The total contribution received from the central government for solid waste collection and disposal within the city amounted to 1.1 million as opposed to the more than 5.2 million received annually from donors in years prior to my administration as mayor. $5.2 million received annually before my arrival here. The Ministry of Finance and Development and Planning for making series of intervention, subsidy for solid waste collection and disposal in the midst of hardly competing priority. We also very thankful and we remain grateful to His Excellency, Dr. George Monrovia, for his pronouncement made in his 2022 annual message to the 54th legislature in section that 50% of real property tax collected within a given city or municipality will go to the city municipality. While we work with Liberia Revenue Authority to actualize this all-important decision, we hereby commit in advance to spending our portion of that amount that will be received on the integrated solid waste management and a youth development within our city. Progress made. The Honorable City Council, citizen and resident of Monrovia, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, during the course of the reporting period, our city weathered some of the tempestuous storm nearly strained sources in many regards, but our resolve as a one people through the spirit of inclusiveness and broader participation, we succeeded irrespective of the Herculean task. Thanks to the resilient workforce of the city government of Monrovia that went at every length, working extra hours to ensure clean, green, and safe city, honoring our core values of integrity, discipline, and unity. Putting our city and country first, the committed and diligent workforce of the city government of Monrovia, specifically our solid waste management department, we collected 104,997.54 tons of waste over the period of March to December 2021, as compared to 60,156.96 tons in 2020, which represent 42.7% increase in solid waste collection from the previous years of the overwhelming conditions. As part of tackling the perennial problem that are associated with increased solid waste collection and disposal through a more inclusive and a participatory approach, I constituted a 14-member citizen engagement board, the CEB, which comprised eminent Liberians from all spheres of our society to join the ongoing effort in preparing the city for celebration of the country's 200 years of existence. On the theme, Liberia, the land of return, commemorating 200 years of freedom and Pan-African leadership. May I extend appreciation once again on behalf of the city government of Monrovia to Madam Mary T. Broer, Director General of the General Service Agency, for having accepted to chair the CEB and corps of Liberian professionals, religious leaders, youth and student leaders for their services rendered. The mandate of the Citizen Engagement Board ended on January 7, 2022, leaving the city government of Monrovia with policy action to adapt towards citizen engagement, including awareness, strengthening, and a set of advice on appropriate action to take on sanitation for a sustainable reality. Lastly, the CEB conducted extensive field exercise in a local community to sensitize residents on responsible action to pursue sanitation ahead of Liberia bicentennial celebration. Monrovians, and we are all Liberians, despite of our different political persuasion, religious and social backgrounds. I believe it is high time we stop allowing politics to distract us from our obligation as good citizens and residents. I want to emphatically state that the establishment of the citizen engagement goal was in no way intended to relinquish our duty to a particular person or group whatsoever. I am on an unwavering mission to make a case for a larger segment of the Liberian population that I represent, which can be trusted and who endeavor to do well at any given opportunity. As a united city government and a people, there should be no room for excuses, but to work together in finding innovative solutions to the myriad of municipal challenges our great city is faced with. That Honorable City Council, citizens and residents of Monrovia, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the city government of Monrovia took a bold step to broaden our policy framework of leaving no one behind in the process of organizing a 4-day solid waste management forum, with which brought together more than 160 community-based enterprises, the CBE, and a small medium enterprises, the SME, based on their pivotal role in efficient solid waste management to the household level. At this junction, I am pleased to report to you on the snow of other achievement during the period. We organized 3-day multi-stakeholder solid waste management conference with community leaders, businesses, community and external development partners, including the United Nations, the World Bank, the European Union, and the City Alliance. And interestingly, my good friend here, the European ambassador, it was that occasion he made his statement. So we organized our program to entertain inclusiveness. Yeah. Okay, thank you, my good friend. Thank you. We initiated a regular cleaning of the waterways and drainages in Suniwen, Douala, and other areas in support of containing environmental hazard, and did the same as a Freeport drainage in the light of dedication of completion of a Japanese freeway. We coordinated the official launch of the PHP Community Recreation Center with support from the UAE government. To meet the Bloomberg and the Rockefeller target, we continue with a planting of over 10,000 trees capping from Freetown. Is it Freetown? What, the tree of Freetown? Okay, Freetown, the tree town. Fighting with the vision of planting more trees in succeeding years. The process of accreditation of fumigation companies within the city was commenced. The backfill of depressed solid waste collection points within the city was done, and we have developed a mechanism to reduce the numbers of collection points. Market women, store owners, youth, and student dwellers in a red-led market area were appropriately engaged, encouraged them to effectuate the relocation to Ominga market as part of our implementing and the presidential mandate on market maintenance. Today, more than 60 out of 400 acres of land squared, with the rest going through the legal process to be retrieved due to illegal purchase, and government of Liberia completed extra full market shelter at the Ominga, 3 more on the way to accommodate additional markets. More appropriately, the Special Presidential Committee has processed and grant deed for those who are rebuilding their own structures. Strategies and efforts on sustainability for medium and long-term investment in recycling and waste to engage got underway. And we remain open to working on a result-focused public-private partnership, the PPP, in order to achieve this milestone. We facilitate training in the short code sustainable integrated municipal solid waste management for 15 senior management of the city government through our partnership from a regional water, environmental, and sanitation center in Kumasi, Ghana, under the auspices of Kwame Nkrumah University Science of Technology of Ghana. Thank you. Thanks to the Pan-African professor, municipal development and sanitation specialist, Dr. Awa, and Dr. Samson Kapin, head of the Department of Civil Engineering and director of Regional Water and Environmental Sanitation Center for the facilitating the codes. There is a growth chain that is expected from this course because the already trained senior managers will have to train staff on the supervision of completing knowledge transfer. The city government provided local scholarship to 21 beneficiaries, including employees and community youth at the AME University, with plans to extend to other universities within the country with need increase that numbers in 22 is succeeding year. The city government of Monrovia facilitated a foreign scholarship for 6 staff of the city government in project management, international relations, and development studies in Kigali, Kampala, Uganda, and Cyprus, a master in water, sanitation, and solid waste management in Ghana. With the urgent need to boost the economy, we established an economic policy management, the EPM unit, to derive policy formulation and strengthening our domestic resource mobilization strategy and establishing friendly municipal economic zone for businesses. Through the EPM unit, we were able to strengthen revenue enforcement by providing them an insight in tax administration and revenue forecasting and advertisement. The services to all businesses on site and set the tone for the review of tariff and municipal tax schedule for 2021, a comprehensive review of all the city ordinances and other regulatory framework by our legal team was approved by me to meet current reality for onward submission to the City Council for consideration and onward submission to the National Legislature where applicable. During the period under review, the Youth Affairs Unit and Development Unit organized the National Spelling Bee competition in collaboration with Yadin Initiative with a student Ali D. Masali of the B.W. Harris Episcopal High School as the winner. And we facilitated the Sexual Health Symposium with the Association for the International Exchange of Students in Economics and Commerce, coordinated the National High School Press Club exhibition with Youth Media Action for the purpose of scouting out potential of young and aspiring to journalists and communication officers. We look forward to getting the winner of this year's Monrovia Community Quizzing Tournament under the SPC of the Monrovia City Government. During this tournament, as usual, we identified the best players in the category of mathematics, language arts, general science, and social studies. They are incorporated into our Monrovia Scholar Fellowship Program, our Cohort 2, with the objective of joining our Cohort 1 Scholar to serve as ambassador to promote Goal 4 of the SDGs, to provide peer mentorship and tutorial for candidates of the WACS, or the West African Senior Secondary Certificate Examination, WACS. The city government was delighted over welcoming our new scholars to the Monrovia Scholars. We look forward to working with them in developing the next batch of scholars for our cities. We completed the construction of over 2,500 mentor tables in Waterside Market in support of better organized and market environment. On our continuous efforts to create jobs, particularly for young people, we are pleased to inform you that we provided permanent jobs. We provided 400 permanent jobs to young people, including supervisors, inspectors, and talent agents in the Monrovia City Parking Service. Our city being a city of diversity, we continue to hold our annual Easter and Ramadan celebration to support and promote religious tolerance and peaceful coexistence. The Honorable City Council, citizens and residents of Monrovia, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my quest to source the right opportunity for our city remains unquestionable, and need to explore international and bilateral cooperation with sisterly cities remain compelling. With the officer, I reached out and initiated discussion with cities in the United States, Salisbury, and in the state of Maryland, North Carolina, Houston, and the state of Texas to establish sister cities relationship. I am glad to report that Salisbury Council has approved a consummation of this relationship. Can you please clap for Salisbury? Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you. Honorable Mayor, you have my distinguished honor at this point in time. This approval through a joint resolution means that Monrovia will benefit from the sharing of information related to economic development, cultural exchange, education advancement, and the enforcement of sanitation trade, human capacity building, and technology. I want to appreciate my counterpart, Mayor Karen Alexander, for making this important milestone possible. Liberian Ambassador to the U.S., Ambassador George S.W. Patton Sr., was very instrumental in this regard. Discussion with the city of Houston was well advanced. We were glad to receive a high-level delegation in 2021 on an assessment visit to conclude a bilateral agreement that will see both cities establishing a relationship. For the city of Fargo, North Dakota, the acknowledged receipt of our proposal for sister city relationship is on review for consideration. Engagement with Washington, D.C. and New York are continuing for a sister city relationship. We reciprocated the visitation by Her Worship Yvonne Akisaya, Mayor of Freetown, when she served as keynote speaker for the last Monrovia Day celebration in 2021. And I led the city of Monrovia delegation to Freetown, Sierra Leone, for the launch of a city champion for heat action in Africa, organized the Rockefeller Foundation Resilience Center. I share the view with glaring evidence around our city that the city government of Monrovia is working to replicate similar feat in Liberia. It is fact that our city is hot with an average of daily high temperature of over 87 degrees Fahrenheit. According to the Weather Spark report, during our trip to Freetown, our delegation learned unique challenges from the Transform Freetown agenda, while at the same time share with our Freetown counterparts and experiences, challenges in Monrovia, and how we can tap into each other's agenda to foster a municipal cooperation and development in our two unique cities. I'm excited to report that the city of Monrovia have joined the Mayor Dialogue, a city-led initiative that will deliver innovative and practical solutions for human mobility in Africa, and a European city with an aim to improve life in urban areas. I feel fulfilled that my dear and distinguished sister and colleague of the city of Freetown, Mayor Yvonne Akisoya, is leading this along with the Mayor of Milan. As a member of the Global Parliament of Mayor, I was reappointed to the Executive Committee of Global Parliament of Mayor for another 4 years. While tailoring with addressing the challenges confronting our city and reaching out to other sister cities, the Hollywood African Prestige Award, HAPAD Award, has been following these efforts most, especially our fight against COVID-19, and therefore presented me the African Leadership Award as a winner. As part of our mandate to help ensure public safety and maintaining peace, we trained and recruited approximately 500 young men and women and skilled young people to foster community service policing with a local resources mounted to existing force. Additionally, our community service department took the lead on resolving community leadership dispute with District Number 7 and District Number 8 are part of strengthening local governance and community harmony. Sport. The Mayor's Cup was launched. It is a tournament meant to inspire youth of the city of Monrovia, thus providing them the special space and the opportunity to showcase their on-top talents with a full participation of local communities, township, and borough. The Mayor's Cup is also built on a premise of keeping the city of Monrovia clean, green, and safe through sport, particularly football, with an involvement of young athletes and vulnerable youth who are striving for better education, feeling inclusive in our engagement, encouraging and strengthening awareness on the wrong mindset and practices of some of residents of Monrovia, business community, and improving their sanitary condition within the city. We participated in the 2021 and 2022 Liberia Marathon Race Series on a 10-kilometer run walk. It was heartily welcoming with the participation of the women and physical challenged people. Now, the biggest gain in sport, on our stewardship. The Elephant of Monrovia won the 2021 Inter-Ministerial Agency League, Dope Ministerials League, after beating Ministry of State. No, the president wasn't on the field at that time. Let me issue the disclaimer. Monty, I want to issue a disclaimer to you. The time we won, the president wasn't on the field at that time. Problem encounter. Honorable City Council, city residents of Monrovia, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we want to acknowledge the mountains of challenges the Bedford on during the course of the year, most especially with solid waste management remaining our greatest challenge in the absence of capital investment through value change for municipal growth and development. The continued growth in the population as a result of rural-urban migration and immigration has demanded a need for a shift of a city status. Our once beautiful city that was initially designed for approximately 300 residents has now become a host to about 2 million residents, which has created an overcrowdedness, leading to all of the problem brought on our congestion, such as a lack of adequate housing, sanitation, and health education facility, among others. Was the wrong mindset that urban management and development is a government business and not a citizen remain daunting. However, we continue to find solutions for our existing challenges, and with a collective report from such fellow Monrovians and international partners and a government of Liberia, we shall triumph over a renewed vigor of making our city great again. Yeah. The lack of adequate logistics and equipment to enhance the capacity of Monrovia City Police are helped to ensure public safety, coupled with the need for fire trucks, ambulances, and utility vehicles are still a daunting challenge. The challenges is a measure of success, and to consolidate our gains of the years under review, we must reorganize where we went low, either resources constrained and the lack of support from all of you fellow Monrovians. We must all tackle these challenges together and make our city a place to be where we can rekindle our heritage for urban resilience. Monrovia future. The Honorable City Council, citizens and residents of Monrovia, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as the city of Monrovia remains the melting point for economic activities in our country, we reorganize the exigencies of tackling these problems, ranging from access to electricity, safe drinking water, sanitation and hygiene, urban mobility, traffic light support, and marketer including street vendor, youth development, and security at large. About a week from now, the city government of Monrovia will be holding its senior management team retreat in the port city of Buchanan, with the task of formulating a new strategy plan for the city covering 2022 to 2026 for the purpose of developing and designing a roadmap with a strategic objective, a medium and a long-term goal as to where we want to see Monrovia in the next 5 years to come. The new strategic plan will be upgraded by deliverables that address the issues of institutional capacity building to boost service delivery and transform Monrovia to its scalable will that puts us on the path of a metropolitan city with resilience. Smartness, boldness, which will create jobs, secure livelihood, improve infrastructure, and manage local resources more appropriately. We have endeavored to devote our vision from 2022 on the theme, rekindling our heritage for urban resilience, and we shall seek to foster relationships with our traditional people, religious people, professors of history, to vividly give the picture of our heritage as a people and a nation, as a country observing 200 years of existence. We will work with Ministry of Internal Affairs, the Government Commission, the National Legislature, and the local government structure to finally present our city chapter and ordinance this year to a relevant authority which will empower us to expand our current capacity in line with upholding demands of jurisdiction challenges between Monrovia and other local government structures. Moving forward, at Automation, we pause to acquire a user-friendly computer system with a software that will be served, enable us for improved accountability, transparency, and productivity for the municipal growth. We shall work our partner, including the U.S. Embassy and other embassies near our capital, to preserve most of our historic sites objective and act in order to boost our tourism sector. The city government should this year work with the Liberian National Police and other state security apparatus to robustly enforce the execution of the law and help in the fight against heinous crime, including the gender-based violence, rape, and armed robbery, human trafficking, and money laundering. But this also, we all will have to work together to develop a framework with policy action that will address with appealing condition of our disadvantaged youth within the city. In order to meet global standards, we will ensure that the size of Monrovia City Police is at least 1% of a population of the city and the entire workforce as 5% of the city total population, but a strategic objective and a medium to long-term goal in its support of urban resilience. We shall work collectively with the Liberian Marketing Association to design some sustainable strategy to collecting and disposing of waste from various markets in the city, with the help of vibrant private sector institutions, including small medium enterprises, the SME, and the community-based enterprises, the CBE. We shall endeavor to widen and strengthen our tax base for increased revenue generation as a means of improving the existing one that's shifting from traditional sources of revenue to municipal and solid waste tax for urban sustainability. The Clause Project. The Honorable City Council, citizens and residents of Monrovia, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Cheeseman Brand Land Urban Sanitation Clause Project, with which happened to be the only substantial donor-funded project at the city government of Monrovia, is funded through the World Bank. I think European Union were concerned. You are reflected in this speech. The World Bank. The project became effective in 2017 and has reverse closing date of June 30, 2023. After restructuring, the project is managed by the Project Implementing Unit, the PRU, set out at the Monrovia City Corporation. The Clause Project is a firm in three components of deliverables, namely the construction of the sanitary landfill in Cheeseman, and a partial closure of the Wentown landfill, support to solid waste collection and disposal activities in urban areas of Monrovia, and an institutional capacity strengthening. The CLOS project is headed by the project coordinator, supported by the steering committee, chaired by the Ministry of Public Works and co-chaired by the Ministry of Finance, with the Environmental Protection Agency, the MCC and the PCC, serving as member on the committee. The project coordinator, of course, is a secretary to the committee. With funding from the Liberian Reconstruction Trust Fund, the LRTF, and the amount of 16.5 million and 3.3 million from Global Partnership, which total of 19.8 million, the CLOS project has made tremendous strides in solid waste collections and disposal, with the use of an independent audit wage bill, and has secured a consultancy contract that derive the project components. As part of the community safeguard, the project conducts regular groundwater testing and monitoring at Wentown landfill at the new site for the Chismabra landfill in order to prevent and mitigate environmental pollution of groundwater within those local communities. Technical work and being finalized to begin construction of a new sanitary landfill at Chismabra before June this year. Partial closure of Wentown landfill has commenced within fencing around the West Valley completed. The future of CLOS project is angled on a new sanitary landfill in Chismabra, which will host waste from 4 other communities: Mangibi, Bomi, Bassa, and Grand Kitman, apart from Monrovia. Now, a landfill, while I brought something for, so it's a very, very, very great initiative. We want to commend the European Union and our partner for World Bank. They said they don't have a modernized landfill, so we're working with CLOS project to help us achieve that under our leadership. This will help sustain eco-friendly sanitary landfill. The Honorable City Council, citizen and resident of Monrovia, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to inform you that Monrovia will host the 2023 Summit of the Global Parliament of Mayors GPM. This impressive gain made to secure the holding of the GPM Summit will hugely boost the municipal cooperation and development agenda and bring us in contact with developed cities more closely, as we will have the opportunity to showcase the exchange and cultural education and tourism prospects. As a major local government actor, I crave the decentralization for local autonomy. I want the position of mayor and all other local government positions to be elected positions. I will champion the drafting. I will champion the drafting of a local instrument to be submitted to the national legislature and follow up on the enactment of the decentralization law to realize the all-important development goal within the city and country. Decentralization within the election of mayor and other local officials will serve as a catalyst for a municipal development through the absolute development of authority to local government. Further, I will champion the formation of a sustainable integrated solid waste management policy as that next exists none in our city and country. I would like to go over this again, and I need your support, Monrovians, so that we can achieve this. If we are serious in changing this country, we must demonstrate that through policy formulation. We must demonstrate that through commitment. So let me say to you, for us to help, I will champion the formulation of a sustainable integrated solid waste management policy, as there is none existing in our city and its country. We shall work with the Liberian Marketing Association to design a sustainable strategy to collecting and disposing of waste from market in and around our city. Will remain one of our fundamental challenges in waste management in the city of Monrovia, Marketing Association. So this time around, we going to work with them. We will launch the Smart City System app in fulfillment of our vision for a smart city. An app that will afford residents of the city an opportunity to report real-time crime, emergency, and many other features. We are looking forward to working with our partner in modern tax payment system to a digital platform through the e-wallet app. There is an app developed 100% by Liberian and owned by Liberian. We as a city want to begin the process to digitalize our tax payment and beginning to use the app called e-wallet. The partners are here. We're trying to work with them. Very soon we'll be launching the e-wallet apps. We shall work with our partner, including the U.S. Embassy, near our capital city, to preserving most of our historic sites, objects, and act. Finally, I would like to extend thanks and appreciation to Dr. George Monrovia, President of the Republic of Liberia, for appointing me to serve as co-chair for the Special Presidential Committee on Market Maintenance and as co-chair on the City Beautification Committee and Hospitality Committee for Liberia Bicentennial Celebration. Again, I would like to thank the President for his continued support to initiative of the city government, especially during crucial period of needs for unhindered implementation of our programs and projects. We acknowledge with appreciation to contributions of international and external partners, including the World Bank, the EU, the United Nations, the Cities Alliance, Carter Center, embassies of all great United States of America, embassies of Sweden, and all embassies near Monrovia, as we rekindling the city heritage for urban resilience. We remain focused, ever determined to lead this city to its prosperous and noble heights. We know that we cannot do this alone by ourselves, but with the sense of inclusiveness and the ideas of leaving no one behind, we keep on the trajectory of making our city model that this is worth adopting an example to emulate. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. Please have your seats. We are reconvened. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Council members, we are reconvened. We have received the State of the City address by the Lord Mayor Jefferson Tambakoji, a duty under the Monrovia City Ordinance number 4 embedded within the act that created the city of Monrovia. This calls for the Honorable Mayor to report on every 16th day of February to the residents of Monrovia on progress made, problems encountered, and future plans for the city under his administration. Having established quorum and concluded our business of the day, I would like to obtain a motion to adjourn and acquire a second to close the 4th special session. Council members.
Thank you, Madam Chair and distinguished members of the council. Having listened to the mayor who just delivered the State of the City address in fulfillment of City Ordinance number 4, I move, if I can obtain a second, that this section of the City Council be adjourned for today's sitting. Thank you.
Madam Chair, I render M. Dover the second member of the City Council. I do hereby second with immediate effect that the mayor's statement be accepted and this session be dismissed.
Having obtained a motion that has been seconded, it is my pleasure to officially close out this 4th special session on this 43rd Monrovia Day.
Another round of applause for the City Council of Monrovia as they take their seats. Again, let me remind you that we are still celebrating the 43rd Monrovia Day program. And so far, I think we've had a very extensive program. And I know, we've been sitting for hours and we're twisting and turning in our seats. Now we are gradually coming to the end of today's program. But before we do that, we will call the Kisi Choir to do a short performance and present their gift to the Honorable Mayor. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. Lavo wananae. Mana jele jo mandule. Mana jele jo mandule yo. Mana jele jo mandule. Yeah, wananae. Lavo wananae. Labakale, labakale. Mana jele jo mandule. Mana jele jo mandule. mandula yo, yo ngoloba. Yeah, yo ngoloba. Aye, banana, yeah, banana. Oh. Hey. Yeah. Aja. Praise the Lord. Praise hallelujah. The song in Talo say, ever God make a way for the country. We tell our president thank you. We tell people thank you. We need them up here. We get game for you. We get game for you. Malipo, your season. We get money here. Also, your season. That Bani from Colao. Bani from Colao. We tell God, thank you for your country. And we tell God, thank you for Sierra Leone and Ghana. Oh, yeah. That Kisi and Bali here. And I tell God, thank you for Julie. You're going to be here. I thank you the whole brother. I tell God, thank you for our mother. The whole mother for gender. Piso, you're going to be here for our mother. To tell you thank you. All more time, thank you in the name of Jesus and Nazareth. Amen. Aye. Valania. Yeah, Valania. Valania, Giovanni. Valania, Giovanni. Megadamizara. Valania, Giovanni. Yeah, you go, boy. Tababaji, you go, boy. Yeah. Valania, Giovanni.
Thanks to the Kisi Choir. At this juncture, we would like to bring down the curtains of today's program. Before I do that, I will call Laura May to make an announcement so she tells us what's going to happen after here. But before she comes, Madam Laura May Gabedon, can you please proceed to the stage to give us our next course of action? As she's walking to the stage, can we give her a round of applause? Thank you very much. She's one of our hard-working employees at the Monrovia City Corporation here. As she is proceeding to the stage, I will be finally retiring. My name is Joy Chichi Onos, and I've been your master of ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. As we have come to the end of our program, all protocol observed, we want to say thank you again for the time. We hope you learned a lot about the Monrovia City government. We will be having dinner in the city garden and in the ballroom. From here, we will proceed in that direction. I want to say thanks to the Council of Mayors, to our community leaders,
say thank you for coming. And to everyone who took time away from the busy schedule, we look forward to seeing you next year, same time, same time. Thank you. God bless you all. Yeah. Well, yeah, sorry. You all remain seated for the mayor and his guests to retire.